Welcome back. It's time now for On the Radar, when we take a close look at what a money manager is watching in the markets these days. We're back with Jeff Hull. He's with Manulife Wealth, and he's our featured guest today. We're going to talk about your ideas on investing in this area of tariffs. You've got 4 specific stock ideas that you consider somewhat Teflon in this difficult environment. Generally speaking, what are some of the themes that these stocks share?
Well, some of the best themes is you always buy companies that can do well, whether it's Trump in the White House, a Democrat in the White House, Ronald McDonald in the White House, whether it's recession or no recession, and preferably subscription economy companies where it's a small monthly fee that people just absorb in their life very easily. A great example would be Netflix as an example. They brought out their earnings on Thursday before the holiday weekend, which were great. It's up in pre-trading today, despite the market looking like it's going to trade a little lower today as an example. But there's a company that has over 302 million subscribers. Second place would be Amazon Prime with about 200 million. To put that in perspective, Apple's a little ways down at 25 million subscribers. So Netflix is 10 times the subscriber base or more than Apple has an example. So there's a business that people spend anywhere, depending on their country, from $12 to roughly $20 for a simple monthly subscription. And even if there was a deep recession to start as an example, a family may choose not to take family out for a movie night with kids and popcorn, everything, pay $100 to $200 by the time they're done with the whole family. You might say, you know what, just stay home, order pizza, just watch Netflix. We've already got the subscription.
And we're watching some of the stocks that have come off in a big way from their peaks during this market turmoil. Netflix, the damage to Netflix, much more modest. Quite probably playing into your theme. There you see Netflix, not that far off its record high, and it's actually up, I believe, on a year-to-date basis.
Yeah, not only year-to-date, it's up to date since Trump's Liberation Day, or what I call Liquidation Day. So it's a company that has that subscriber base. The money comes in monthly. It earns from around the world in different currencies. But most importantly, there's no tariff. It's in the cloud as an example.
Right.
So there's no product that they have to ship. It's like the old Blockbuster video days. So there's not a product to ship across the border. You got to worry about a tariff. What's the tariff? Fuel costs for a train, a plane, a truck. Also the liability of shipping products. A trucker could fall asleep at the wheel, get into an accident. Netflix is just on the cloud. And if you want to double the size of your company, you don't have to double your employee base as an example, because it's all just stored in the cloud. And they run on, funny enough, Amazon Web Services is the host for Netflix.
Okay, let's go to another one, Axon Enterprises. It is the company that is behind the taser gun, the electric stun guns, and also those body cams that when we see video footage of police officers, we often see video cameras. Sometimes I believe you see the Axon brand or name on those body cam devices being used here in Canada and in the United States, and I assume around the world as well.
Yeah, they're basically a complete monopoly out there. I suggest they change their name from Axon Enterprise just to Monopoly Enterprises. It's literally everybody out there. They were the inventor of the taser gun, which is non-lethal, and there's over 300,000 lives that have been saved that an officer or security guard, et cetera, would have used lethal force if they had not had that option. So that's where they really started. Then they grew into the body camera business like you've talked about with Axon. What a great subscription economy company, because municipalities pay for every body camera. When a police officer gets off a shift, they put it into a docking station. All that video is immediately encrypted, so nobody can change it. It can't be altered, so it's ready for court. But also it's transcribed immediately. And now they're also an AI company that now starts to help populate and write police reports for the cities that have signed on for that. And there's less errors. Also for cities, it's a real value add, because now they can get almost the whole 12 hours of policing out of a shift from an officer. Before, they might do 8 hours of policing and then 4 hours of typing with 2 fingers to do occurrence and police reports. Now they can do 11 hours of policing, and they come back, and now they're just double checking over the reports to make sure the AI has done it correctly, names are spelled right, height, everything looks correct. So what a great opportunity for cities to not have to necessarily hire more police officers, to get more policing.
Interesting. Okay, let's go to the next one, Intuitive Surgical, a robotic surgery specialist.
Yeah, great company. This is an interesting business. They have a machine called the Da Vinci machine. This has been around for over 30 years, this company, doing great surgeries. And what's nice about it, and this was a real good one during COVID, is thinner than a pen with multiple arms. They can do surgery, whether it's your knee or other parts of your body. So there's small incisions. The surgeon actually works small robotic arms, like a joystick almost. But the best part now with 5G and Starlink and other things, the surgeon doesn't have to be in the same operating room or the same hospital or the same country. They can do it from somewhere else and do these surgeries, especially for remote areas that can't afford to have a surgeon at a hospital, as an example. So it's a great opportunity. But again, a subscription economy company whereby all the articulating arms, scalpels, little hands, everything they have inside at the end of each of the devices, they usually replace them after every 3 surgeries. And hospitals can't kind of cheat and say, okay, let's just sterilize them and put them back, because they're barcoded, so they know that they can only be used 3 times. A lot of it's titanium. They could probably have 100 surgeries and not need it, but they built in that kind of inkjet razor blade model of kind of that reoccurring revenue that comes in. It's very good for that company.
Okay, we haven't left enough time. I haven't left enough time for Eli Lilly. Give us about 60 seconds on Eli Lilly.
Yeah, Eli Lilly is interesting because the GLP-1 inhibitor drugs like Ozempic from Novo Nordisk, Zepbound, and others from actually Eli Lilly, one of the biggest drug companies in the absolute world, they now have a pill that they've been working on that has the same efficacy, but is not an injectable. So people are a little bit hesitant to give themselves a weekly injection for diabetes or weight loss. Now they can just take a pill. This will be coming out in 2026 and should really open the market up to new opportunities. Great company. Those drugs are reordering a lot of healthcare and also food companies, but that's a topic for another day.
14% was the gain in Eli Lilly stock on Thursday. That's Jeff Hall on stocks he likes in this difficult market environment.